What's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Remains Backstage. This is Manuel from Madrid, and we have all the way from Austria, Sabine and Lambo from Edenbridge.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing over there?
Fine, great.
We had a big winter at the moment. Lots of
Oh,
snow.
yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. We were told we were going to have some snow last week, but just a few flakes here and
Yeah,
there.
that is also normal in our case, but this winter it's a bit more, which is great.
Okay, great. Great to know. It's great to listen to some metal while cuddling at home when there is snow outside, right? And by the
Absolutely.
way, can you share with us what you've been listening to recently?
What we've been listening recently,
Yes.
it's a little bit little bit strange, but currently I'm listening to Barbara Streisand a lot
Oh,
when I'm in
really?
the gym. I absolutely love her music and her voice, and the songs are simply great. So this is the
Especially the last album.
Okay, great.
She's a metal singer.
What about you, Sabine?
It's the same, yeah. I
Same.
brought it, I think. Yeah, she's my favorite singer. And especially the last album, I said, she's really great on this. She's growing in her late years. Yeah, fabulous.
absolutely.
Okay, great, great. So there you have it, guys. Barbara Streisand for Eden Bridge. Well, for myself, Set the Dark on Fire, which is coming out this Friday. So happy release day.
Thank you.
It's just a few days away from that. How are you feeling about this release?
Well, we're absolutely stoked and overwhelmed because of the resonances from the media so far. It's simply great, and yeah, it's been a long time because the album is already finished in terms of mix and mastering. It was finished last April, so
Yep.
it's been a really long time just waiting and preparing everything else, the videos and everything. And in today's times, you have to deliver the album 5 months prior to the release to the record label. So, but in the end, we needed the time to produce everything else, and
We did a
it's
lot of ourselves, so
yeah.
Great. A lot of
And
DIY.
DIY, yeah, do it yourself, absolutely, yeah. I mean, do it yourself is the motto anyway in today's times because
Yep.
I mean you cannot you rely to anybody else, and I think if you do the stuff yourself, you also have the control over everything, which is good, of course. And if you're familiar with a lot of different things in terms of video and everything, it makes things, of course, easier.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're talking to the right person. Running a one-man studio today with my friends from Edenbridge, and this is your first album since 2022, right? How's
Yeah,
that
true.
break? How was that break composing this album?
Well, I mean, it sounds like a long time, but it isn't because we did two headliner tours in between, the tour for Shangri-La and then the 25 years anniversary tour. I then released my first symphony on CD and DVD, which was live premiered in 2022. And then, of course, I needed, yeah, 1 to 1.5 years for writing the new album. So it was, yeah, pretty busy time in the last 3 to 4 years.
Okay, great. And tell me a bit about the artwork. It's a very striking image, but what's the story you're trying to tell with it?
yeah, the cover is represented the common thread running through the album. It's about living in a time where collective shadows are becoming visible, and we embrace this with our new album. Only what comes to light can be recognized or by everyone and consequently changed. And this is the idea from the album,
Okay,
and
great.
especially from the cover.
And the cool thing is that the album cover is already finished. It was finished in, I think, end of 24. So the album cover sets the foundation for everything else, for the photo session, for the video conception, video conceptual work,
And
and
the cover and the booklet did our drummer Johannes, because he's a 3D graphic designer, and he did.
Oh, coming back to the do-it-yourself theme, right?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
absolutely, yeah.
Well, very talented work, so congratulations on that. I'm pretty sure fans will enjoy it. I haven't been able to look at the booklet or anything, but when it comes to our hands, we're going to take a good look at that. And tell me about the symphonic arrangements that the album has. They are very majestic, and that's, of course, a trademark of your sound. But how do you think a band with your long stature has been able to continue improving on that?
Well, I think it's like everything in life. You have to you're getting better in doing things, and also in terms of symphonic arrangements, I try to not overdo them. I try to bring them into the music very punctual, where it really has an additional effect to the music. So it's not just for the sake of doing symphonic arrangements all the time, because I mean, nevertheless, we are a guitar band, of course, and especially I think on the new album, the guitars and the bass play a more dominant role than more than ever, like in the past. So the symphonic arrangement, of course, has to fit in this context.
Okay, good. And Sabine, tell us a bit about how you have implemented your precious voice into this album. It's grown since your early days, of course, with experience. But how did you approach this project this time?
Yeah, at the beginning, I had a really weeks before I had a really bad diaphragmatic specificity.
Oh, wow.
Spasticity, yeah.
Yes,
Sounds awful. I don't know what it is, but it sounds awful for a singer.
really very very bad. So breathing exercises or manual therapy didn't help at that time, and I needed the doctor to bring me back, and I wasn't able to breathe. Really
Wow.
had very big problems at that time, and it was before Christmas, and the diagnostic was I don't know it in English. It's SIBO in German. We say it's
Okay.
a small intestinal colonization
Wow.
with fructose, no sugar and something like this wasn't allowed to eat this to come back, and it needed weeks. When I started in the studio, I wasn't really healthy at that time, but it needed me to work to come back, and every studio day it was a little bit like this I was ironed out
Yeah.
Okay.
my solar plexus or the diaphragmatic. And yeah, really it was a poor stress for me to as to whether I could even manage in the studio. I mean, my whole body was undergoing reconstruction, and there was a pitch everywhere, preventing me from accessing my potential. But the whole disaster also enabled me to change the way I generally approach different things, and on the other hand, it helped me to go on a deeper way and with less impact. So this was the thing I would say. And this was a good idea. And it's also the thing what's going on in the lyrics of Cosmic Embrace. But the lyrics were written before, so I did the whole transformation after that, and I think it was necessary for the album.
Okay, good. Well, that's challenges. I think sometimes make you more creative, and if that's something that helped this album sound the way it does, we should be thankful for it because it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Set the Dark on Fire tour is coming up on February. It's mostly in Germany and nearby countries, right? Are you planning to bring this southern to Spain?
Well, we would love to, of course. I mean, we would like to bring it everywhere in the world, but it's not always on our it's
Yeah,
not always our fault if we don't come. It always depends on the promoters. I mean, if there are promoters bringing us to Spain, we would love to come, of course, and because it's been a long time since we last played in Spain. I think it
It was
was.
on the Angra tour.
No, I think it was on the Rage tour in
Rage tour.
2008. So I think, yeah, we should change this somehow.
yeah, we need to change this. Fans are very
Absolutely.
I
excited.
remind myself from a very great reaction from the audience. It was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Tell us
We
more
love
about it.
Spain. I mean, it's always great to come to Spain, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it too. It's my second country, and I have it also. It has a very special place in my heart, and I'm sure that Spanish fans will love it. That you come to set our darkness on fire as soon as possible. And talking about the other part of the world that I am very attached to, it's Latin America. Have you been able to tour there at all?
Not yet, unfortunately. Sabine was invited by Edu Falaschi, the ex-Angra singer, in 2019 to Brazil, where he performed the Temple of Shadows album in its entirety with
That's
a
an
symphony
awesome
orchestra. Yeah, absolutely. And Kai Hansen was there, and Mike Viscera was there, and of course
The whole big orchestra.
it was a great time there with Edu and the guys.
Falaschi.
He came with me. He's my manager.
Yeah, I managed everything
You
a little
had
bit.
to come, right? You
Yeah.
were forced to go.
Yeah, absolutely. But well, it's the same like in Spain. We would love to come to South America and also Latin America. It always depends on reliable promoters making us an offer. So if you listen to this, come up to me and we see what we can do.
Yeah, let's get those visas ready because Eden Bridge is ready to set the dark on fire everywhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're on fire.
Okay, and before we go, we would like to ask you our trademark question. For both of you, can you share with us one of your favorite backstage stories?
Favorite backstage stories. That's difficult.
It always is.
To be honest, not really.
The very strange thing is if you don't have any space for yourself, and there you also have your instruments there.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, sometimes backstage rooms can a bit tight.
Yeah.
And if 15 people share a backstage room of 10 square meters with all their instruments in. You need to find some space in the air, maybe to put people there. But no, to be honest,
Could be a good.
And what about experience touring with other bands?
well, it's always it can be great sometimes. It can be stressful as it was in the past. It always depends on the vibes between the bands. And therefore, I have to mention the last two headliner tours we did. We had some absolutely great vibes with the Swiss support bands. The tours was so much fun, the last two tours. And therefore, I'm looking forward to the upcoming tour.
Yeah,
Because
you're coming with Flowerleaf and Miracle.
Miracle Flare, yeah.
Miracle Flare,
And
yeah. Have
one
you, have
band
you?
from Switzerland, one band from Germany, and two from the German bands are Brazilian.
Okay.
So I think it will be, yeah. I mean, we had a lot of talks already, and I think it will be fun again. And it's a good package for the symphonic metal lovers. So I'm really looking forward.
He's doing a very great preparation and
Yeah.
organization, everything, and yeah,
Yeah, because I also started to book tours, which
Do it
is
yourself.
on one hand very stressful, very stressful,
do it
but
yourself.
in the end, I know everything is gonna work,
That's it.
which is the difference
works.
maybe to the past. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, take note on this tour about the occurrences, and when you finally come to Spain, we meet again, and you tell me all those backstage stories. Okay.
Yeah, then I will make up my mind, and then we will sure have some for you.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
years.
Great. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate talking to you, and hope to go to your shows here in Spain or everywhere. Whenever I get the chance, I'll be there front row.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks for the interview,
Thank you.
and hope to see you.
Thanks. If you enjoyed this interview, please like it and share it with your friends. Make sure to buy and stream Set the Dark on Fire, which is coming out this Friday. So to double support Edenbridge and go to their shows whenever you get the chance. See you next time, but until then, stay metal.
Stay metal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
A lot of stuff I have to say at the end. Sorry. I got
No problem.
it mixed up.